Hey everyone, welcome back to Movie Thoughts, and today we are breaking down episode 5 for Severance Season 2. So we are officially halfway through Severance Season 2, so bust out your mournful signage, because there's a lot to discuss. Milchick's roasted performance review, a melon funeral, and an ending that made me go, what the hell just happened? Here's the lunch menu for today's breakdown. Who the hell is this creepy dentist guy? Helly's dramatic return to MDR. Mark's reintegration, and how it's breaking his mind. I won't waste your time. Just remember to praise Kier by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's talk about this guy. We first see him heading down the exports hallway with a set of dental cleaning supplies. Why does Lumen need dental tools? The only real connection to teeth we've seen so far is that creepy smile wall back in episode 3. And let's not forget what Helly said back then. So what are we like? A dental company. Irv once suggested that those smiles belong to people Lumen has helped, but what if they actually belong to people like Miss Casey, people who were taken down the elevator and repurposed? And another weird detail, the dentist is whistling The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. If you don't know, that song is about one of the most mysterious shipwrecks in history. 29 crew members vanish without a trace. Kind of like Miss Casey, huh? Meanwhile, up top, Mark is struggling with reintegration. He's taking pills and drinking what might be the nastiest liquid I've ever seen. This is happening right after his Innie's Ortbo retreat, which, if you remember, left him soaking wet. He was told he fell off a rope, but we know the real reason. And speaking of weird details, Mark's fridge is packed with Russian references. A cartoon from 1871 showing a Russian bear. Tolstoy's resurrection. Why does this matter? Because his wife, Gemma, was a professor of Russian literature, and that means someone placed these things there for Mark to find. Ragabi is staying with him in his basement, forcing his mind to reconnect with his past. She even goes through Gemma's things, looking for what she calls pressure points, objects that will trigger Mark's lost memories. And it's working. Because at the end of this episode, Mark sees Gemma in the Lumen hallway. She starts to say something. Your Audi is going to be... And then, cut to black. Helly, meanwhile, has had a hell of a day. Let's put ourselves in her shoes. She kisses Mark. Wakes up in the outside world, realizes she's Helena Egan, and tries to escape. Nearly gets drowned to death. Wakes up again, back in MDR like nothing happened. If that's not psychological torture, I don't know what is. And she is furious when she finds out that her Audi posed as her innie to spy on them. She's been completely violated, and she lets Milchick have it. But he tries to spin it as a noble act. He tells them about the Glucksrauben, a Swedish king who disguised himself as a commoner to understand the struggles of the people, which of course is total bullshit. Then there's the melon funeral. Dylan suggests they hold one for Irv, but Mark, he's checked out. He's lost faith in the fight against Lumen, and he takes it out on everyone. The whole thing is just bizarre. There's mournful signage, bereavement mugs, and Irv's face carved into a watermelon, and it's all pre-planned. Lumen has these funerals ready to go in advance, just waiting for someone to disappear. But before Irv left, he left something huge. His last words to Dylan were, "Hang in there!" And guess what? Behind the "hang in there" poster, he hid a drawing of the exports hallway. That might be the key to everything. Speaking of Irv, what's he up to now? Turns out he's been trying to communicate with his innie through dreams. That's why he kept painting the exports hallway over and over again, to burn the image into his subconscious. Now that he's fired, he doesn't need them anymore. Instead, he heads back to that mystery payphone to call someone. Bert? Ragabi? Petey? What if Irv has been working with them all along? Now let's talk about Milchick, because this dude is not having a good week. His performance review is brutal. He gets docked for everything. His failed kindness reforms. The calamitous Ortbo retreat. The fact that Dylan stole a key card all the way back in season 1, and yet they still keep him on. Why? Because his energy helps keep employees in line. Translation? He's good at controlling people, and he wastes no time tightening the leash. When Mark leaves work 6 minutes early, Milchick stares him down in the elevator, and then he drops the bomb, like, I know you slept with Helena. Which raises the question, did Helena tell him? Or is Milchick always watching? Now let's look ahead. Irv and Bert's reunion. What will Bert reveal? Mark and Helena at a restaurant. Will he tell her about what happened at Ortbo Retreat? Cobell in an underground tunnel. What is she up to? And of course, what did Gemma mean when she said, "Your Audi is going to be..." Could she be saying a father? Could Mark's Innie and Helena have accidentally created a baby? I don't know, but I need to find out. What do you think happens next? Drop your theories in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time, if Lumen doesn't get me first.